I was this stupid once. Stupid is the one who gets rid of cannons to stuff even more precious cargo. They are way more clever than you give them credit. Yeah, right. Please enlighten me, O wise man. Share all your wisdom. The tentacle whispered through the air before finding the back of the young pirate's eye stalks. I remember what it was like being this dumb. Problem is, the same eye stalks that reveal the light show the darkness that surrounds you. Stop talking in riddles, Dad. You're too dumb to realize how dumb you are. Am I wrong? Aren't the human freighters filled to the brim with valuable goods? They are. Aren't they purposefully left unarmed so they can be filled with even more goods? They do. And isn't the crew instructed not to fight to protect their corporate overlords from providing to orphans or buying life insurance? So it is. Then you overthink, old man. Me want shiny. Me see shiny, me grab shiny. That's it. Kid, you know the difference between venomous and poisonous? Does it matter? You're gonna lecture me anyway. You see, son. Right on cue. You can mount cannons on the freighters. You can crit with the toughest warriors. You can send an entire war fleet to escort them. That's what most of the galaxy does. The humans are not most of the galaxy. No, they're dumber than most of the galaxy. Whack! Ouch! I understand you don't yet have the rotations necessary to fill those tentacles with the wisdom required to survive out there in space, but if you don't shut up and listen, you won't live long enough to get it. Says the man with a cyber eye stalk, 3 missing tentacles, and 5 payments behind on his alimony. Say what again? Nothing, sir. Please continue. Sighed Eyestalk. As I was saying, most of the galaxy protects what's theirs. Makes sense. Doesn't matter if your wife is the universe's dumbest, ugliest, or even your mum. We protect what's ours, and the same goes for our cargo. Except the humans for our wimp pushovers. Whack! Ouch! Listen, kid. I don't talk like this to anyone else. Only you, because I care about you. I want you to live long enough to know the joy of seeing your hatchlings break out of their eggs, and long after that, because I ain't taking care of no damn hatchling again. Ask Mum how much you care for me and my sisters. What? Okay. I'm sorry. I'll listen. I swear. Piercing Eyestalk. The humans know no honor, no pride. They know only the cold, calculating comfort of profit. Is it profitable to be robbed? Clearly not, but sending small armies across the galaxy ain't cheap either. We pirates can strike any ship anywhere. The spacers have to protect every ship everywhere. While you don't care about honor or pride, you do the math and easily figure out it's cheaper to be mugged every once in a while than to give sharp beaks to every can you put out in space. That's why it's so easy to rob the human freighters. Yet, you don't hear of massive treasures flowing from the human ships into the pirate ports, do you? They're not that dumb. You can strike a route once or twice, but if you go beyond that, they'll send the fleet to blast all pirates within a 1,000 light-year radius. If that was the only problem, then surely someone would have gotten rich chasing the humans all over the galaxy. Have you ever heard of such a pirate? Maybe I'm the first one to think of that. That's what my dumb younger self thought. And you're about to tell me how it all went wrong? It didn't. Now I'm intrigued. Not much to say. We intercepted them, told them to hand over all their valuables, and they did. You're doing a terrible job in convincing me not to go after the humans. Problem wasn't the robbery, but what came after. What did you do? What does every pirate do after a successful job? We party. Right. You spend a long time stuck in a can with a bunch of smelly dudes, munching standard synth grub. Once you score, of course you'll feast. Is human ration that bad? Nope. Best food and drinks I ever had. They're stuck dead center in the middle of the herbivore-carnivore scale, so they eat anything and they mix everything. Or they gobble us for the smell and flavor. That day we feasted like kings. You can get to the part where everybody dies any day now, Dad. The humans are not that merciful. So nobody died? Nope. Seems like a complete success to me. You robbed, you feasted, you got lots of credits for your not-so-hard-earned shiny. You're not seeing it, son. Cannons, guards, escorts, those are venom. They give the prey a fair fight. The humans don't fight fair. They don't stop the chase. They make you regret it. They're devious, they're cruel, they're poisonous. Enough with the melodrama, Dad. What went wrong? The next day I woke up with a level Omega bathroom emergency, as in, I'm about to paint this ship with my insides any moment now. But I was too late. Someone was already in the bathroom and, by the sound of it, having an even worse time than me. Same thing in the next one, and the next, and the next. Finally, I gave in and let the juices flow right there in the corridor, through every pore of my body. Every single one. You serious, Dad? You had a tummy ache and think that's reason enough to stay away from the human shiny box of riches? No, kid, that was just the beginning. Once I ran out of juices to pour out of my body, I could finally notice I was being attacked. By what? Everything! The lights, the sounds, the air itself. Somehow the humans found a way to induce allergy to every single wave and particle of the universe. Can't be that mad if you all made it back. Oh, we made it back. But in what state? The ship was painted with the insides of the whole crew. We couldn't clean it because approaching it would induce us to give another layer of paint. Not that we could see it, anyway. The lights induced a sharp pain inside our heads, so we kept them off for the whole journey, just briefly turning them on when strictly necessary. Your Uncle Glib tried using a sonar, but at the first click all the crew screamed in pain, and their screams induced more pain, which led to more screams leading to more pain. But you did make it back. Yes. We arrived at the port of Thal Fariga, not as men, but as ghosts. We were anemic and dehydrated. Nothing held inside. Everything hurt. The ship was beyond salvation. There were extensive damages due to our less than optimal piloting and maintenance. And the smell. The smell embedded itself everywhere. We scrapped it for parts, sold what we could salvage of the cargo, got barely enough for a new ship and the port's doctor who treated us. Dad, I'm not calling you a liar. Meaning you're about to call me a liar. But if all of this is true, why have I never heard it before? From you or anyone else? Do you think you're the only one to ever loot a human freighter? We never spoke about it again. Didn't make a pact or anything. We just didn't want to relive the nightmare, and I know we're not the only ones, because even without talking I came to recognize the look we all have when those moments come back to haunt us, and I saw that look in the eyes of many other pirates I met in my life, as I know they saw in mine. Dad? Son, promise me one thing. Promise me this. Whatever you do when you take to the depths of space, you'll stay away from the humans. But Dad... Promise it! Okay, Dad. Okay. Say it! I promise. The young man boarded his ship and went on in search of riches and adventure. The promise made to his old father, never forgotten, forever kept as unbreakable to him as it would to any son of the galaxy. After successfully raiding a human freighter, he went off to celebrate with his shipmates. He had no idea of what this Jack Daniels was, but if it was half as good as the bottle of Absolute, he was in for an unforgettable feast.